I've taught abroad. I taught abroad in Hong Kong, I taught abroad in China, mainland China, as well as in Italy and England. It's a tremendous opportunity to be able to have a non-American focus on the education and the curriculum itself. It also provided me an opportunity to be able to develop research associates and co-authors.
Taking part in a study abroad program is really an important step as a professional academic because I'm a domestic United States professor. I was trained in a U.S. school, I teach in a U.S. school, and so for me to actually partake in study in another country really changed my thought processes, and I believe it allows me to bring things into my classroom, examples and context that I didn't really have before.
I've made connections with colleagues in Costa Rica now who have, a couple of them have come back to the United States and attended meetings with me, and we've met with people here about our study abroad experience and how we design our course, and trying to encourage other people in similar fields and similar colleges around and universities around here to do the same. I've actually gotten a few publications in scholarly journals written up that have to do with the course. And personally, I'm able to see things differently. A lot of the content that I teach, conservation biology, sustainability, when you see those things happening in another area of the world, just gives you different material to draw on for your classes and just gives you a different perspective.
I generally teach environmental health every semester, so I can bring a global perspective to that class, talking about what poverty looks like in a developing nation, what access to healthcare looks like in a developing nation.
Well, professionally, my involvement with study abroad has allowed me to think about my research in more and interesting ways. And so, one, I've been able to connect with colleagues at multiple universities in Ghana, and we're working on forming partnerships. Personally, I think it's rewarding because I had been to Ghana before, but each time that I go back, I learn so much more, and I think I've grown.
I was able to tie teaching, what I love to do, with the research in this area. So the idea of cultural competencies, global mindedness, to see how students grow. And this has been great for me professionally in that I can do research, do teaching, do the things I love, and publish and gain things from that.
And I think the benefit to the faculty member is that they get to know the students and the students get to know them.
As a professor, I interact with students all the time, but living with them and traveling with them is very different, so I feel like I grew to have a much deeper understanding of where they're coming from.
As a student, I never went abroad, and so this was my opportunity to also see the world that's around me. So when I go on these study abroad programs, they're all brand new to me as well. So I'm learning right along with the students. It refreshes my teaching. It also confirms my teaching, that what I'm teaching is the right thing. And that's really exciting for me as well, to be able to know that the classroom experience and the real world experience, they're really meeting. One of my students who was in my training class 10 years ago, when we went over to London, she's now a bank executive over there, and she's in charge of all of their internal employee communications at one of the largest banks in the world. And she was able to come and talk to our students about what a difference Towson University made in her education and how it got her from Baltimore, Maryland to London, England. And I just love that connection.
First is the relationships. The people that I was able to meet in Cuba while I was there with students in study abroad are relationships that I still have. We still stay in contact. Professionally for me, to take my business knowledge, which I'm a supply chain guy, so it's a very, very different world. So to take something that I feel like I've spent my career becoming an expert on, and then realizing that it applies in a whole different way in another part of the world is really exciting.
So now, having been in different places around the world, I have different examples to give in the classroom that most other faculty members wouldn't have. I wouldn't have those experiences to draw on. Also, personally, it's allowed me to do those things I enjoy and combine them into going all over the world, to do things that are different, and has helped me become a better global citizen. So now it makes me more aware of how people are different around the world, how they're similar around the world, and how when I talk about psychology and other things in the classroom, I can see it in more context. I can apply that perspective, and it helps me grow just as much as the students do.